Well, motorcycle fans, it's another true story. Yeah, not been a one for a while. Right, this takes me back to my scuba diving days. Yes, I used to do scuba diving. And this was in the 1970s, if any of you can remember the 1970s, probably you can't. It was quite a groovy time. I think the 60s ran into the 70s, so it was probably hippified and groovy. Anyway, it was the late 70s. I was a bit of a young whippersnappering type person. And we were doing a dive. We're going right, are we? We're going to dive in Cornwall, in fact, Plymouth, and it was off Plymouth Sound, which is like a big brick wall out causing a breakwater. It's got forts on it, Napoleonic things, when Napoleon got some bright ideas, and obviously we whooped his ass. So, right. So, yes, it was a wreck dive, and I can't remember whether the ship was called the James Egan Lane or the Glen Strathallan, but it was one of those two. I think it was the James Egan Lane. But this is an American merchant ship, I believe. Because you lovely American people were supplying us with raw materials to fight the Germans, and just a mile or two from shore it got torpedoed by a German U-boat, and it was carrying pig iron and all sorts of stuff like that. I've got a metal rod actually that came off it. I don't know why the metal came in like long rods, I don't know. Well, they weren't that long, about a foot long, but anyway, I digress. So one of the days we were diving on the James Egan Lane, there was a hatch, and I made a schoolgirl error there, because through your mask and the refraction of water, everything looks about a third larger than it really is underwater. So if you see a shark that looks about 10 foot long, you know it's only about 6, but anyway, that's by the by. So there's this hatchway on the deck, and it looked all dark and gloomy and mysterious. So I thought I'd do a forward dive into the aforementioned hatch, and now you have what they had in those days, a deflated life jacket with its own air supply, which you could inflate if you were in trouble. You could actually breathe out of it, actually, if you were struggling with your main tank, but not many people did. So the little tiny reserve bottle. Anyway, as I did my little forward dive into this hatchway, I'd miscalculated the size, and it was a bloody tight fit, and I caught my little buddy bottle on the lip of this hatchway, which caused it to crack on basically and inflate my life jacket. So I mean, I think I was about 50-60 feet down at the time, and I started for the surface like a Poseidon missile. And one thing you can't do with that on rapid ascent, we hadn't been down long enough to get the bends or anything, but on rapid ascent is to breathe out, because otherwise you'll blow your lungs. Oops. Oh, they cut out for some strange reason. Not concentrating, probably. So I was rapidly ascending to the surface, blowing out all my air in my lungs, which gets replaced because obviously the pressure decreases and the volume increases. A car right on my tail, and I realised what had happened. I cracked off my bottle, vented it, and I was with a dry suit, and the dry suit was then inflating with air. So I vented that off as well. A lot of venting going up here. And I managed to halt myself at around about another perhaps 20 or 30 feet from the surface, so I just stabilised and then carried on back down and carried on with the dive. So it could have been nasty, but it was okay. We found another way into the ship and it was quite spectacular, but I can't really tell you now, it's too bloody noisy. So anyway, motorcycle fans, that's my Another True Story. All's well that ends well.
Go play a video game. It's you, it's all for you.